difference? I'm curious.
All right, and welcome, guys, to Red Dog TV. This is Sting Red Dog here. I am here live in the in the sound booth, I guess you could say. Here with my co-host Sting Iggy. Say hi, man.
Evening, folks. How are we tonight?
All right, and we are joined tonight with Damage Networks, which is one of the teams in the NSL that is going to be competing this weekend at the Invitational Cup. And the top two teams from that one this weekend actually go to Germany to fight for the big title. So with me from Damage Networks, I have Blue and Golden. What's up, guys?
How's it going?
Yeah, hey.
All right, so I have, we're going to go over a couple things. This is going to be, just following a little bit of a format here, but hopefully it'll be interesting for you guys. And again, as you guys know from my other feeds, I've been very excited with watching the Damage Networks play. I think they have a very strong game. I think they have a good chance in the cup matches coming up. So without further ado, we're kind of just going to go ahead here. So guys, I wanted to start off by looking at how you guys did in the qualifiers. So obviously you guys made it through. You guys went round one on Summit against Forward, which you took 2-0. How was that match? How was Forward as a team?
Golden, you want this one?
We played them on Turtle, right?
Summit.
Oh, on Summit. Oh, this is the qualifier. I'm thinking of the custom map. It felt kind of like they were a little uncoordinated on their alien defense. Kind of similar to only Parasite, where they would commit almost everybody to no defense.
Yeah, and I remember seeing that actually a lot there. But yeah, go ahead.
Most teams only try to commit the smallest amount that they need to defend the nodes. That way they don't lose their map presence. And so we kind of exploited that.
All right, and then also you fought against Tram. Obviously only Parasite, which you took a draw, 1-1 on that. We'll get into that later because I know everyone's been emailing and asking me to ask about that match, so we'll go over some points on there. You did against Vale in round 3 against KKG, King Kahuna Games. You took a draw there. I missed that match. How was that for you guys? Which side, do you guys remember what side you guys won?
We won Marines, and it was a Marine tie.
Oh, okay, Marine tie on that one. All right. And on Summit, you had a forfeit against Cystitis. You had a forfeit against Team Australia and New Zealand. And you also had a forfeit against Bounded. You did win against Radical, which I got a chance to cast, and you guys did amazing in that game. Again, buttoned up on Marines and Aliens, keeping the pressure on Radical during that time, so that was great. But your overall stats from the qualifiers, 2 wins, 2 draws, and 3 forfeits. So in that respect, a lot of people are thinking that coming into this, into the Cup, how do you guys feel with coming into the Cup with only 2 wins, 2 draws, and 3 forfeits versus some teams that you'll be fighting that maybe had 4 or 5 wins and not many forfeits?
Well, I guess I'll say for me a couple things. I mean, I feel pretty good about it. The other American teams, obviously, we've played a lot of the other teams in the tournament, Inversion, BKB, All In, Nexel. So I think we have a pretty good idea where we stand. The other thing that I was really happy with the tournament is prior to the tournament, we only got our Marine Commander Annihilator playing with us for about a week beforehand, and we didn't drop any Marine rounds in the tournament. We won all of our Marine rounds, and that was a big improvement for us. So I was really happy with our Marine turnout. On the other hand, we were very unhappy with the way our aliens had gone. So maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later with Parasite only. But overall, I was pleased with how things went.
Great, great. And Golden, you pretty happy with going into this? Pretty confident going into this weekend with against these other teams?
I feel very confident. We did a lot of work this week on our alien round, which, as Blue said, is kind of our weak point. So hopefully we'll get showing this weekend and hopefully go to Germany.
All right, guys. Well, you heard it here from them first. So if they go to Germany, then that's definitely going to be a great thing. So moving on, after your stats here, I wanted to bring up your the DN versus OP match, the round 2, that 55-minute juggernaut of a match that we had last week. How tired were you guys after that?
I know that. Well, you take this one first, Glenn.
It was kind of exhausting. There was that whole match. It was just, it kind of sticks out because it's one of those times where people will start getting a little tired and a little frustrated. And I know on our Mumble we were arguing quite a bit on what was the right approach to take on some engagements. I think that contributed heavily to us eventually losing.
Yeah, I'd reiterate that. The other thing is because it went so long, the team we were supposed to play next actually started their next match. So then we had to reschedule our next match for even later. And I know especially by the time we got to that last match versus KKG, I was just like...
Just shattered at that point.
We had about a 45-minute to an hour break between the matches, and I feel like we would have done a little bit better if we just went straight into it.
Right, right. Well, there are definitely some points in this game that some people thought were really good turning points. Some points where I thought that you guys did a good job, or it was just an exciting part of the match. So I wanted to play just a handful of clips here from the map. From the match, and just have your guys' thoughts on it. So the first thing we're kind of going to be seeing here is kind of like in the beginning of the match, there was a kind of a skulk pack going to the repair room, and at the same time, you guys held off a Marine push in server and warehouse. So let's go ahead and take a watch on that. You going mezzanine. That's an interesting tactic. 2 skulks coming into repair room. 3 skulks in repair room. Command center is in trouble. That is going to go down 60%. There's no Marines around. That is going to be a hit for the Marines.
Do you want the 4 Marines around the platform and server room?
Oh, we'll talk after.
Oh, no, it's still 4 Marines.
And they have lost repair room completely. I don't think Skit is going to be in time to save that RT.
Yeah, but he can take a couple scouts down.
And that RT is going to go down. So we see those in Marines in platform pushing into warehouse. It looks like they're going to try to go for the upgrades.
But there's enough defense to slow
there
them
is
down.
definitely good defense there, and reinforcements coming in to just. Yep. All right. So what were you guys? That was a great move that we saw there. We actually thought you guys were in trouble because you guys had about half of your forces committed to that repair room push. So what was kind of going through your minds when those skulks went in there, and then obviously we had a big, kind of a medium push into your guys' main base?
Go ahead, Blue.
I don't think we were too worried about our main base with, at least I wasn't, knowing that we always have the common
Pop it up.
and with the lurk in that big room and warehouse, the Marines can shoot on your main res node, depending on the hive, but I wasn't worried about warehouse. The thing that really surprised us about that whole thing was at least me, was their very quick comm share, which is pretty rare competitively. And I don't know, we wanted to get rid of it, pretty much.
Yeah, well, you guys did a really good job doing that. And just so you know, for the second clip here, you guys can unmute your guys' screens just to watch the actual commentary of the video, and then once it's over, you guys can remute, just so we don't get feedback. So I know it's probably odd as to what's going on because you couldn't hear the commentary. All right, so going into the next clip here, this is kind of a very important part, almost game-changing of what happened in the map, so I'd like to get your thoughts right after this. I know what they're doing!
So carapace and energy on that phase.
Oops, and we're having some technical difficulties there, but that is when the robotics factory got placed in hub. So who kind of spotted that first? Did you guys know once you saw that robotics factory in hub what was going to happen?
I think Boone was the first one to spot it. He was the fade up in North Tunnels there.
Fade.
And that's on tram. It's kind of the first thing you expect once you get a phase gate up in hub is the robo lab to drop. But we weren't really too concerned about it because we already had Biobomb on the way. Our second hive was already up, and so we already had the tools to deal with it. The thing that would concern me the most is that they were sitting on, I believe, 5 res nodes at that point, and that lets you pump out arcs as fast as the robo lab can build them. So what we really wanted to do was take down their infrastructure and slow down that arc production.
Right, and that, you know, they did a good job during that, you know, just during that whole round. They knew that hub Robox factory was key, and I know you guys knew that too, right when it was dropped, because we saw a lot of attacks going after it. All right.
Yeah, they're...
Go ahead, Blue.
I was just gonna say, looking back at the demo or the replay, there's so many times where we almost killed that, or we even did kill that phase gate hub, but we'd get cleared up by the last Marine and then just rebuild it.
Yeah, there were a few instances of that. So, all right. So next clip here. Let's see which one here. Oh, okay. So next clip here, we're just gonna watch. See, repair room has claimed. Repair room hive has been dropped. 3 Marines coming. That hive is only 6% grown. It's very lovely. Okay, well, it seems to be buffering very slowly tonight, and that should have already been buffered. But basically, the repair room hive, you guys just pushed out OP out of the repair room and then dropped a hive, and they immediately came back. So there was a lot of questions of why so quick to drop before security.
Do you want that, Golden?
I think our goal there was more to drop the hive as a distraction in order for us to take down the hub phase gate. I believe right after this we kind of group up and hit the phase gate, and I think this is one of the times that we actually take down. But they're able to just walk back in from repair and clean us up and re-drop the phase gate. So if I could go back and do it differently, I think we would have really tried harder to get the repair hive up, especially since we already had the crags placed, and I believe the crags went up before the hive went down, which would have allowed us to stay in there a little bit.
And I do think, and I'll just skip ahead to another scene where you guys did do a great counter push to hub. Let's see if I have that footage. And I do, and here we go.
Friendly bouncer guys.
Phase gate in hub is in trouble. 9%, 7%. That is going to go down.
Bombs and it's done. No.
Oh, down to 1%. That's amazing. That was an
Nice.
amazing save by the Marines. Cannot believe they actually saved that.
Okay, losing all the.
So yeah, as you can see there, very, very tough. I mean, they were just holding that phase gate really, really, really tough. Like as you said, it was the most key part on the map for them.
Yeah.
Gorge.
That room, along with
Gorgeous.
the repair room, we kept having miscommunications about, well, I don't know if miscommunication is even the right word, but there was a lot of kind of argument throughout that time going back and forth on our event, whether we should drop the repair room, rush hub, or whether we should actually try to protect repair room,
Firebomb.
Oh,
whether we should hit their base. And then in that particular instance, I think there was safe forms not. I think somebody left the room right before when we could have killed it. I'm thinking a little bit earlier in that clip. It might have been some of the other later.
I think Connie was the fade that he got hit by a couple of shotgun blasts and had to get out.
Right. But yeah, it was rough. We weren't on the same page in that room for a long time.
well, I got one more clip here to talk to you guys, and I do want to ask a question after this clip plays because I thought it was an amazing play, and you'd think with how many matches I've seen I would have seen this before, but I didn't. So let's go ahead and play that one.
Let me just. I'm gonna take a closer look. I'm going to the first person, and oh.
Meb is in trouble. We've got 4 Marines with
Nice.
jetpacks, and Meb is in.
Oh, he jumped.
Oh, he jumped in. Oh, wow! That was amazing. What an amazing strategy. Look at him. They
Look at him.
saved the Otis by jumping into the hive.
Wow, he switched with the commander.
That
jumped
was
into the-
great. I've never seen
Real
that happen.
Nice.
Real smart on that move. All right, so was that planned? Was there communication with the commander to jump out and Meb to jump in?
I believe the commander was already out defend. I saw him running in with the jetpackers chasing him, and I was just screaming at him to get in the hive.
I can tell you guys that was like the highlight of the night, as you could probably tell from the reaction. We actually didn't know where he went. There was a little bit of a pause after like he disappeared because we thought he died and we thought it lagged, and we were like, okay, he's almost down, and oh, he's in the hive. Yeah. That was pretty amazing for Meb to do that and then just kind of walk away. So again, that was that was a great match that you guys had with OP. Obviously, you guys were exhausted after that match was over. So moving into this weekend, and this is kind of where Blue and Golden, you can kind of talk about what you've been working on. So you're telling me that you've been working on your alien game. So how's that going for you? What mistakes have you seen in the past that you've tried to, that you've done that you know that you got to fix?
So I guess I would just say throughout that tournament and kind of throughout scrimming, because we've got a bunch of new players on the team, and even me and Golden have only been playing together for what, like 3 months now, about that?
Something like that.
We've kind of always been playing with 2 or 3 people making all the calls, but there's really no pecking order, so a lot of random stuff will happen. Like I'll say to do something, and Annihilator will say to do something, and Golden will say to do something, and then nobody on the team actually knows what we're doing on aliens. So right now we're experimenting with just having one person doing all the calls, and it's going into this weekend, and we're hoping that's going to help us out a lot. And that's kind of the same thing that happened on our Marines when we got Annihilator to start playing with us more consistently about 2 weeks ago. He's our Marine commander. And that's really where Marine game picked up, when we all just kind of shut up and got on the same page and started doing what the comm told us to do. So we're hoping that aliens will see similar improvement this weekend.
All right, and this talking about this weekend coming up, your guys' group is filled with some very I I'd say some good teams. We got Sonneman in your group, Be Baguette, my friend, which I saw them play. I mean, out of the matches that I've seen them play, they're extremely aggressive. I don't know if they'll take that strategy going into this weekend. And Cool Clan, but Be Baguette, my friend, ended the qualifiers with 5 wins, 1 draw, 1 forfeit. So, you know, you guys are grouped with some pretty strong teams. So how do you feel about going up against, I guess, those types of teams coming in?
I think I think Blue and I both agree that we kind of lucked out with our placement in this invitational tournament. We don't really have to see Archaea or Nexel, which are the teams that we're most worried about, until later on. I've seen a lot of footage of Baguette's gameplay, and I know how aggressive they are, and we're certainly going to be prepared for that by the time that match comes around.
I can tell you guys that I was the first to sign up to cast that match. It's funny because after the Baguette versus Hard Day match that I casted over the qualifiers, I remember telling my co-caster, you know, at the end, I was like, oh, these guys need to fight Damage Networks. I would love to see that match. And boom, when everything got ready with the schedule coming into this weekend, and I saw you guys were in the same, you know, group, I was ecstatic.
I think it's going to be a very good game to watch.
Yeah, so, yeah, go ahead, Blue.
I was just gonna say they're all good games. It's going to be a good tournament. There's really no weak teams left. Obviously, there were a lot of forfeits during the qualifier, and kind of a lot of mismatches in some brackets. But all the teams in our group are pretty strong, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Awesome. So, you know, I wish you luck with the matches this weekend. One more thing before we close up here is we have the Gorgeous update from Unknown Worlds coming tomorrow. I just wanted to get your quick thoughts, being competitive players, as, you know, your thoughts on gorge tunnels, rail guns, the new kind of camouflage mechanic, how there's kind of talk about it's going to be skill-based now, and the new map. So, you know, I want to hear from both of you, and I'm sure people do. So, Golden, why don't you start us off, and then we'll hear from Blue.
Well, I'm actually on the map testing team, so I can't really say too much about it.
Okay.
Since I've already seen some of it.
I'll slip you a 20 later.
I'm not sure how much the new mechanics are going to really change things. I think a lot of the new things that they're putting in are going to be weaker than the stuff that's currently available. I know gorge tunnels are a little bit expensive right now. I don't think they're going to be one of the things that you see every single game.
And Blue, are you a playtester too?
I'm not.
Ah.
Not in this one, at least.
So, from the outside looking in, what do you think about these changes or these updates? From a competitive point of view.
From a competitive standpoint, it's a little odd during the timing, because there's going to be about 2 days, you know, maybe like 48 hours from this big content patch to really the first, you know, real prize pool tournament in the game. So, I mean, I think we're in a place in a competitive computer right now where there's one team that's kind of on top with Archaea. So I like it. I like it right before the tournament. You know, who knows? I'm just hoping they throw in a curveball in there, and it helps throw some randomness into this weekend, and we see some crazy things happen.
All right. Well, you know what? I, you know, wish you guys the best of luck going into this weekend, and rooting for you guys to go to Germany, and hopefully you'll beat all the clans all the way through. And I wanted to thank you guys for the time today that you just took out, and you'll probably need to get back to play Natural Selection to to practice for this weekend.
Yeah, we're definitely going to go scram.
Thanks a lot for having us.
All right, thanks, guys. All right, everyone, and thanks so much for viewing here. This replay will be up on the YouTube channel, so take care, everyone, and good night.